Hello my friends, this is Bill from foamboardflyers.com. In my last video I showed how I made a foam board bevel cutting guide from a couple of yardsticks. I needed to use a table saw to make it. Thought it would be a good idea to come up with a way to make it without power tools. So I did. If you want to see what I came up with, stick around and I'll show you. I used some foam board and a couple of strips of 3/8 balsa triangle stock. Made 4 strips of foam board. 2 of them are 1.5 inches wide and the other 2 are 2 inches wide. They need to be about 4 inches longer than the longest part that you need to bevel. So if the part that you want to put a bevel on is 12 inches long, then the strips need to be about 16 inches long. The balsa triangles are the same length as the foam board strips. You also need a couple spacers, 1.5 inches by 2 inches. The pairs of foam board strips need to be glued together. I made a jig from a couple of pieces of triangle stock to keep the pieces square while gluing. Made a 90-degree corner, then put the bottom strip up into the corner. I use pins so that the parts don't move around. Apply some hot glue, then put the top strip on and hold it in place for a minute until the glue sets. The next step is to glue the spacers to the top of the 2-inch strips and glue the balsa triangles to the front of the double foam board strips. Finally, glue the 1.5 inch unit on top of the 2-inch unit. Now I'll show you how it works. The first part we're going to bevel is a rudder made with Dollar Tree foam board. So you put it in the slot, and you want to have the bottom of this, of your piece, line up with the bottom of the balsa, or the top of the balsa. So you're going to have about 1/4 inch or 3/16 sticking out here. This will be about 1/4 inch, 3/16 right here. And you want to press down here to hold it in place. And with the knife, you want to make sure you do 2 things. Not like this, but in an angle like this. And then the other thing is make sure your blade is against both balsa strips. So let's give it a try. Whoops. That's pretty good. Let's try another one. This one is going to be with the flight test foam board. And again, we're going to push it in so that it's about 3/16 or 1/4 inch right here. A little bit more. And I'm going to hold it down here, press on it. Hold the blade at an angle and hold it against both pieces of balsa at the same time. I think we got a good one. Okay, looks pretty good. Next thing I'm going to show you is how I use tape to hinge the control surfaces together. I'll do the Dollar Tree one first. This is a vertical stabilizer. I made a couple marks so I know where to put the tape. And I've been using paper tape, the kind you get at the drugstore, and it's been working out pretty good for me. So we'll set this here, make the tape a little bit longer than you need. Press it down. It's a little bit transparent. You can still see the marks. It's okay. Then here's the rudder. Just kind of line it up. Press down. Flip it over. Press down. And I'll trim these off later. Next we'll do the flight test foam board. I've got a couple marks over here. And this is also paper tape. It's 1 inch wide. One of the reasons I like it is because it matches the flight test foam board so well. So we'll put this down. Press it down a little bit. Flip it over. Take the rudder. Line it up. Press it down. Flip it over. Press it down. And there we go. Just gotta trim these off. I'll do that later. Well, that's it for this video. Check my blog for more tips and resources for the foam board RC modeler. See you again.